You're always standing around and protecting me. I don't need you to do that, you know.
Are you saying that you have no need of me, successor?
No, that's not what I mean. Just... I don't want you to waste your whole life on me. I'll be alright. You should live for yourself.
Live for myself? My successor, he said I should live for myself instead of as an attendant of the relics. But to what end? My duty, the entire reason for my existence, is to stand by my successor. If I were to abandon my duty, then my life would have no meaning. Successor, forgive me, but this is the only place I have. I can belong nowhere else. As your attendant, protecting you is my duty. I was made to stand by your side, and so, as long as you remain in this place, I will also remain. Now and forever, until the time of your salvation. An attendant can only find meaning in the pursuit of their mission. There can be no other life for them beyond the one they were made for. That sort of life, it seems like such an awkward, sad existence. If I had never met you, I think by now I would also be. Allow me to take you to the successor. And so, with those words, I was taken to a facility. There I saw other attendants, lying in beds, all of them connected to machines. It appears to be a laboratory of some kind. However, no matter how desperately I search, I cannot find my successor anywhere. Still, I can feel it. It feels like my successor is so close. A man named Mito, in the pursuit of his research, performed experiments on the other attendants and turned them all to ash. Even now, I can still feel my successor somewhere nearby. I have to keep searching for them. It is hard for me to move, but I must. I have a duty to ease the suffering of my successor. I must fulfill my duty. Completely heedless of oneself or others, wandering lost and directionless, hoping only for the safety and well-being of their successor. I was the same way. Even when another attendant attacked and came close to frenzy right before my eyes, even then, I could not break my focus. But I wonder, is that really how it should be? Successor, please. Please, not that song. The burden of it is too much to bear. Hearing that melody, it awakens the sin sleeping within us. Please, forgive me. Please, I'm sorry for my sin. don't understand. Why was she apologizing? The sin within us. What was she referring to? What could it be that I have somehow managed to forget? I've been waiting. Please, spin a thread of memory for me. No, I cannot let myself fall here, in this place. I must find my successor. I must defend my successor. I have to go on. My successor. I suppose many attendants must have met the same fate, struggling to be with their successors, but turned to ash without ever meeting them. And it could have been the same for me. If I had made one mistake, I would have been doomed as well. The attendants, they could only live in accordance with their mission. It's possible they might have been able to survive if they had only chosen another way. Forgive me, my successor. I promised that I would defend you as your attendant. It was my duty. But I could not prevent your frenzy. In the end, I failed you. I could do nothing more than watch as your death finally came for you. Why was I even here? What purpose did I serve? This attendant lost their successor to frenzy, and then succumbed to it themselves. If all we can do is stand by and watch, while we lose the ones we've been charged to protect, then does our presence serve any purpose? As attendants, what good do we do? If I am able to ease your suffering, even if it is only by the smallest amount, then I would gladly sacrifice myself to do so. After all, that is the duty with which I have been entrusted. It is my reason to be. For now and always. Is it really meant to be this way? Do all attendants have to sacrifice their lives for the sake of their successors? It does not seem right. But could it be that I'm mistaken? I've been... Please, spin a thread of memory for me. That's a powerful sound. cannot understand. The actions you've chosen to take, they can bring nothing but further disaster to this land. I cannot allow that mistake to repeat itself a second time. Stand by their side and attend to them. That is enough. It is the duty with which we have all been entrusted. If you lose your way, if you take one false step, it will lead to that same result. That's not true. Yes, as attendants, it may be that we were all born from Cruz's weakness. But we are not all identical to one another. Our experiences are unique. Through our journeys, I have experienced the memories of so many different people. I have witnessed the passion with which they lived their lives. And what I've found for every single one of those people is that they fought as hard as they could to survive. They pushed themselves for the sake of others, to keep living. It didn't matter if they had lived as a human or if they had lived as a revenant. They still struggled on. It was the same for the successors, just as it was for so many of our poor sisters. I do not wish to cling to a futile mission out of fear and let myself stand by, hoping for a peaceful ending. I will struggle. I will fight. Against Cruz's sin and against my duty. What it means to be alive. Io, it's true, there does seem to be something different within you. Something that sets you apart from the other attendants. Very well. I bequeath all to you. And so, I beg of you, please, save everyone. We go together. This is the core of the crypt. There's a lake of blood below. Watch your step.
Jail of the Stagnant Blood. It all comes down to this. Ladies and gentlemen, my name is Yukishi, and welcome back to probably the last episode of Code Vein. So, for this boss fight, I am going to be using the Heimdall Blood Code, purely because of the sacrificial edge. Oh, one more thing actually, before I forget. Nope. Let's get the last few gifts from Eos. Regenerator increases the amount of HP healed by regeneration for both you and your partner. Panacea's Essence cures you and your partner of all debuffs or blocks them if used before being afflicted. Really nice. And then, Ablative Blood temporarily causes damage taken to be greatly reduced at the cost of Ichor. Yep, and that's her unique. And I do believe that is every single gift acquired, as well as Blood Code, that is currently available. So, let's do 150. So, for the build, I am going with the Heimdall code for Sacrificial Edge. greatly increases attack power but drains HP over time. This is counteracted by Cleansing Light, which, for a limited time, a portion of the damage you take will slowly heal automatically. I'm using Lightning Weapon as just a normal buff. I'm using Iron Will, which temporarily reduces damage taken by weaving a barrier into your blood. I will also be using Adrenaline, which temporarily boosts my attack power. I cannot use Bridge to Glory because that requires Mind B+, and I can't really have that, because my mind is at C+, and there's not enough passives to go around. I'm using Phantom Assault as an attack. Morale Boost increases the maximum stamina of you and your partner, and fully restores both your stamina. So if I have enough Ichor, I can pop this, and refresh my stamina and have more stamina, so I can continue on with the attacks. Phantom Assault is my attack gift of choice. I have Health Stimulant, which increases my max HP, I believe by 20%, if memory serves. Strength Vitality up to actually use some of these abilities. One-Handed Sword Mastery, and then Max Ichor Boost to use both Sacrificial Edge and Cleansing Light. For weapons, Blazing Cloud will not be used, however the Executioner will be used. This weapon can be gotten from Jack by getting 50 gift points. Just give him Aged Brandy and you're good to go. And then I'll probably be using the Ivory Grace Fortification as well, and Fortification is gotten from Atlas, which is Yakumo's thing. And he also likes Aged Brandy, so there's that. With all that said and done, I think it's time to bash my head against the final boss. Let's do it.
Be careful.
Silva has lost control of the relic.
What's wrong?
Silva is pulling in the relics.
No, I refuse to let the world end here. I swear, I will stop this!
Second try. Also, hell yeah, main protagonist talks. Let's go. Alright. I'm gonna keep my haze. So, second first, same as the first. But now, with full HP and everything. Okay. Well, this is it. Time to fight the Virginborn.
We don't have a lot of time. Hey, kid, can you handle this?
It's all right.
Ew.
In the end, no matter who I may be, even if I serve as little more than an empty vessel, you have stored so many precious memories inside of my heart, and I promise I will never allow them to fade away. Whatever happens, I will always be with you. Just as you will always be within my heart. And now, goodbye.
Sure hope that entire section wasn't DMCA'd. If it was, I'm sorry.
In the years after Io stopped the relics from frenzying and transformed into the Weeping Tree, Karen and the others discovered a reliable source of blood beads. And the question I've pondered for so long, what as a Revenant can I do? What about the outside world and the horrors there? We analyzed the signals intercepted from outside when the red mist appeared. There were countless cries for help. As Revenants, we prey upon humanity. We might bring them nothing but misery. Even so, I can't just give up. In the years after Io, as Rev even so.
I plan to start research with Karen that will hopefully lead to methods for controlling thirst and revenants. I don't know if we'll ever find an answer, but I'm sure it will lead to better lives in the Jail of the Mists. It would be nice if Louis could work with us.
We finally secured a steady supply of blood beads. Once again, we have Io to thank. On the day she took all of the relics, I was suddenly my old self again. And ever since then, she's been producing blood beads and even maintaining the red mist. So even if it's only a little, I want to make it so people can have normal lives in this world she's protecting for us. That's my wish.
All the power was sucked right out of my body. I was so big and strong. But now look at me. But now Jack's training me to grow strong again. I don't see Mia as much as I used to, but I always feel close to her, even when we're apart. I think it's because we respect each other so much now. I miss her, but a knight has his duty.
This garbage heap may just have become a slightly better garbage heap. That means people have less use for what I'm selling. I'm only joking. Don't worry about me. Do your thing, okay?
I've looked through documents from the Great Collapse, and the more I read, the more I understand why those creatures are called horrors. They're immune to even the most powerful weapons, and immortal like the lost that plagued the Jail of the Mists. Now I understand why Revenants had to be created. The situation was that dire. And the horrors are still roaming the outside world. It must be incredibly difficult living out there. I've looked through and
The relic's power created the Weeping Tree, thanks to Io's wish, and there's no sign of the Queen coming back. It must have taken a strong will. We're ordinary Revenants without the power of the relics, but our mission still remains. As long as I live, I will continue to watch over that power, together with Jack.
There are no changes in the Weeping Tree. It's completely normal. Don't worry. If anything happens, I swear I'll do everything in my power to stop it. Meanwhile, it's time we both do what we need to. My mission as a Watcher has ended, but my duty to protect the world still remains. I won't allow the hell here to escape and torment those outside.
I'm glad to see that things have calmed down a bit here. Although Louie's worried again. Are the two of you ever satisfied? You finally earned some peace, so why not enjoy it? Well, whatever you choose, I'll go along with you. Do what you feel is right.
Is that amber blood bead Io gave you all right? It's a piece of her memory and a manifestation of her strength. Handle it with care. Karen and the others say it's made of the same substance as the Weeping Tree Io gave us after taking on all the relics. It has the ability to alter the relic's influence, if only in a small way.
The Lost are still a dire threat to the survival of humanity, but the new provisional government is at last on a course to stop them. Silva is pushing reforms to aid as many Revenants as possible. I can finally get to the job of exploring the depths in earnest. You've been a great help. I must thank you. Oh, I nearly forgot. I have a message for you. The Provisional Government would appreciate your cooperation. Please contact the government if you seek work with real meaning.
Today I invited Yakumo to work for the Provisional Government, but he turned me down outright. Sorry, but just like you've got things you want to do, I've got things I want to do too. Yeah, he hasn't changed a bit. Well, I didn't want to work for them at first either. After a while of fighting to survive, I noticed I'd made a bunch of friends along the way. And here I am stuck with them. But I guess they're all pretty great, so I don't regret it at all. Today I installed... Yeah, and here...
No more missile. Do you want to leave base and depart out of the Red Mist? Note, you will be unable to return here. Well, what am I waiting for? Let's go.
You're leaving into the outside world?
Yeah, I figured that's what you would do. I can't say I approve of you heading out alone, though.
At least say something before you go. After all, we're supposed to be friends, right?
And since you guys insist on charging ahead all the time, you're going to need someone to keep things running smoothly.
To be honest, I'm not sure how welcome Revenants will be in the outside world. But we have to keep reminding ourselves that we were all created for a reason. I'll carry on Cruz's dream. Just like you carried Eos. Let's go.
that was Code Vein. I'll save my thoughts and opinions after the credits. Hades, code owner Gregorio Silva. Boasts high attack power based in strength and dex, ideal for using heavy gear. Queen, code owner Queen. Specializes in gifts and boasts a high Ichor stock, enabling you to overwhelm the enemy. Save complete! You can now play using your post-completion save data. You can start the game again from just before the end by selecting your completed save data from the load option on the title screen. After starting the game again, you can examine the door back at base to carry over your save data and restart the story from the beginning. Alright, let's unlock some stuff. So, Hades, with only 4 gifts, unfortunately. So, Regenerative Drain. Causes drain attacks to restore HP. Argent Wolf Cross. Fires a cross-shaped blade of blood at the target. Okay. Execution. Grants a giant sword, or creates a giant sword that falls like a guillotine upon the enemy. Okay. And then Survival Instinct. Boosts gifts abilities, weapon and drain attack power when your HP is below a certain amount. That is insane. And it can be used with anything, because of course it can. And then Queen. Chaotic Ash. Blue Eyes. There's also RV Mastery, which is debuff buildup. Okay. Gotten from the Depths. And then lastly, Flame Barrage. Which... increases debuff buildup against foes. Ooh, that's really good for poison. That's really good for poison. Okay. And then Flame Barrage is basically just another... yeah, it's a different barrage spell. Okay. No Ice Barrage, which is interesting. Might be in one of the other gifts. Well, I think with that, I'll end things here. I don't know what my next playthrough is going to be, but ideally, I would like to do a 100% walkthrough next. As for my thoughts on the game, I really liked it. As far as Souls games go, this game was easy from all other Souls titles, but I think that's a good thing, because you can break this game in half once you reach certain points of the game. Granted, it'd be too late by then, but still. You get Final Journey halfway into the game, and that's already breaking the game, almost. But anyway, I thought the characters were good. Obviously, there's more to be desired because there's barely any character interaction. But I think the greatest defining part of this game is that the story is actually present within the game itself, and the lore is told through the vestiges, and not through item descriptions where it's like one line of text and you have to hope to God you get that item. No, instead, the story is told while you play through the game, like how a good story-driven game should be. So this game gets points for that. Because most Souls titles are just pure gameplay and story lighter, where the story, or lore, is from item descriptions, so you have to build the story yourself. Whereas with this, the story is being told as you play, which is 100% better than trying to get items to piece together the story and knowing whether or not you're correct or not. But yeah, I like Code Vein. I'd probably rate it an 8 out of 10, honestly speaking. It's pretty great. Would I recommend it? Absolutely. I don't have the DLC, but I kind of might get the DLC later in the future. Just 'cause. Who knows? But, yeah, I think with that, that'll about do it for Code Vein. So, until next time, I've been Ryukishi, and I'm signing off.